Up, nerds? Welcome to Real or Real. Is it a theory? Is it a movie synopsis? It is perhaps potentially what is happening. Has anybody fathomed the fact that if you tie together the supposed 3 murders of New York Police Department sergeants and people who had touched and had been aware of and around the Wiener laptop and the evidence held there within, and those 3 gentlemen met their maker in, well, odd ways. And now we have Mr. Epstein, who, of course, however you want to do it, somebody dropped the ball, or is the situation so dire? Are they so needing to get more information? In this sense, currently the FBI are crawling all over that dude's island. His death now opens up every bit of evidence they get from his estate and all attachments to it. All of the, if he had blackmail, whatever he had on people, they're going to get it, and they're going to get it all. And then you are going to watch the wheels of justice, I don't know, do what they've always done. Do what they have always done. So how about this? What if they fake that dude's death? What if they fake the death of the 3 cops just to squirrel them away? What do you think the comms were like in the world of people who would have been hemmed up in the Epstein universe when news catches wind that this dude has met an untimely demise? Were there people not aware that their comms were being monitored, that they already knew that they were attached to that they were already aware of, listed, and then being watched? You float then this balloon of information. You watch the media, of course, immediately tie it to a Trump conspiracy. The state of California and Twitter somehow allowed Trump body count to trend, whereas Clinton body count has been, I don't know, how old is that? Two decades? I believe that notion and that phrase goes back to the 90s. And another thing, if one adult to another with your motherfucking finger wagging about how who should be saying what words and when and why. This fucking call-out culture is fucking embarrassing. It was embarrassing in the 90s when it was part of fucking hardcore. It's embarrassing now where it's artist against artist in a call-out culture. You said this and I feel so fucking sick. Go fuck yourself. You realize how fucking... Oh my God, in a year and a half, 2 years from now, when the call-out culture is fucking done, all of you nerds that were running around screenshotting, sending emails, taking work from people so you could fucking seemingly get ahead in the shit scenes that you're a part of? You don't think fucking adults were watching who was fucking siding with who as they virtue signaled and did that? And for the rest of your fucking career, guess what? Me and a lot of people are gonna know it. And we're gonna look at you like the fucking opportunist piece of shit that you are. Unless you're super funny, and then I'll respect you. How about that? So in the sense that they fake Epstein's death, did Sarah Silverman fake her own outing of a blackface picture? If everybody, now here's the option. If now the left is quote unquote going after them themselves, Miss Silverman has if you thought the blackface sketch picture from '05 was bothersome, and it shouldn't. What the fuck? It's been around since '05. She's a comedian, which goes back to the court jester for the king's court. And inside of the king's court, you acted with the decorum of the king's court. The motherfucking rabble didn't walk in through the windows and the front door and tell the fucking king's court what was fucking funny and not. How about that? The fact that we're trying to limit people's art, we're limiting people's speech. We should be 100% committed to 100% of humanity being attached to eternity itself. If we're being watched, and I wrote something, it's on rockfin.com/JT, and I'm not fired up, I'm just loud. Whatever. The point is, if indeed we are going to be observed by an intelligence either adjacent to ours or so far superior, are they looking down and saying, when will humanity make the humanitarian choice, humanity en masse, to choose to be nonviolent, to choose basically mercy as it exists as an ocean of love, as an ocean of mercy The thing is, desire is a targeted emotion, all right? It's used to acquire, and it's used to basically meme your enemy or meme the people that you talk with, which makes total sense. You see the face of Christ. What does that remind you of? Oh, treat people the way you want to be treated. But if you spend all day and you're fucking pissed and you're talking to people who are fucking pissed and they're saying outlandish shit, now you got to say outlandish shit. And you're just bouncing off each other in a world of hate, in a world of no creation, in a world of, instead of celebrating the creation through love, through hate, you are destroying institutions, seemingly out of love, as long as half the population dies. So you can love the half that you let live. Isn't that altruism? Isn't that how forgiveness leads? We've been in this ritual cycle of creating a false king, a false ego, a false idol across, well, since the dawn of humanity. And it's always some sin that's never ever observed, and it's just anecdotally passed along. And by the time the wheel of scapegoat genocide spins, it's whatever the fuck that does. And if it lands on who? Brown people, Catholics, the fat, Americans, Chinese, women, the Middle East, socialists, people who donated to Antifa, domestic terrorists. Do you see the potentiality here of what we are doing? And we are building the next scapegoat where violence will then be put upon, unless as a society we see the very ritual cycle of violence that we've been engaged in, and we do nothing at all to change it, because rivalry is so interwoven amongst all things. And rivalry and innovation and rivalry and capitalism provides a lot of resources for more things to get built. But the rivalries that are across, whatever it's, you're here and you hate them over there, or you think this and they think this, and then whatever it is. That was going to be a really good point that I feel like I kind of farted out at the end. How am I doing on time? Does that say 7? Okay. I'm going to wind it up with this, is that we should be abandoning the word should and deciding en masse to finally turn the other cheek. It is the only thing that is going to work. Otherwise, you keep rivalry around. You keep... Yeah. And why? Because it's fucking great money? Isn't that why we keep rivalry around? Because we got to watch football? Because we got to gamble? Because we got to speed on the freeway? Because I got to make more money and have a better car than my neighbor? So I have to disregard people of a lower class than me because blah, 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 blah? It is all fucking illusion. Because we have been in a culture where language has been used to, seemingly humanity and their ability to mimic each other has been hijacked. And so we have a certain level of population that seems to be in a growth pattern. We have another level of the US population that seems to be in a decline. Again, is it all fake news? That's the craziest part of this. Did somebody on the left really go after Sarah Silverman's picture of her in blackface and get her kicked out of a movie that was about to start the next morning? Did somebody on the right do it? Did she do it? Because now she's had her day in the barrel and she's lost work from it. She's now a victim of the call-out culture from which she was an active participant in. Again, this is very, 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 very short thinking as far as human beings go. So we are going to do better, or we're not going to do. God bless America. God bless the earth that it sits on.